Good morning, happy Thursday. Welcome to today's episode of Refresh, our daily live morning show that only brings you the most positive, the most uplifting, the most inspirational videos from around the web. My name is Cassie. I'm an editor here at Little Things. Right there behind the camera is my wonderful husband, Paul. Say hello, Paul.
Hello, Paul.
Now, Paul is not going to be joining us today because we have a very special guest you're going to be very excited for. I will give you a hint. He is helping people with chronic illness all around the world, so please stick around for that. But first, we are going to get to our top 7 countdown. Starting with video number 7, we have the incredible and all-natural home birth of a family's 6th baby. Let's take a look.
What?
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's too much babies.
Too much babies.
The midwife is here, and she's going to check Janelle.
Very nice baby.
And she is eating right now. Yes, it is okay to eat when you're in labor.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
It's almost 6 o'clock. The contractions are still ticking along, about 3 minutes apart, but not much is seeming to happen, so Janelle's going to try to catch a little nap. That's what's happening. They're packing up and leaving. This labor stopped again.
They're so calm.
We'll be back.
But I guess that's what happens when you're on your 6th baby. So she's baking, she's cooking, she's baking, she's taking care of the
Trying
kids.
to finish in between contractions.
We'll see how it tastes.
It's amazing.
They look good. They're going to rise tonight in the refrigerator, and then we'll have them tomorrow.
Yum, yum.
It is 9:33, no baby yet. Janelle is getting into labor here, and they're playing skip ball.
So calm.
Looking like it's going to be anytime soon, and she's still clutching that hand of skip ball cards. Well, there's the official time, and
I love
things
this
look like they're
video.
getting
It's really
pretty close over here.
Oh, here comes baby. So they've had all of their births have been home births, and this mom is a professional. And we've said it before, but no matter how you give birth, whether it's all natural, whether it's at home, whether it's in a hospital, whether it's a C-section,
Yep.
it's pretty darn incredible what women do.
Would you do it?
Have a baby? Is that what I had? Is that what you're asking me? What I had a
Home
baby?
birth.
Oh, a home birth. I don't know. I don't know, guys.
And Melissa Walker, we're going to do the prayer break tomorrow, but I have a very special announcement. I
good,
figured out
intense. You got
a
this.
solution.
We figured it out.
So good,
Tomorrow.
We're going to start it up tomorrow.
So you'll notice his mom is on the floor, on all fours, giving birth,
Stretching.
which
Most
is
natural way.
the most natural way. It's kind of like the original way.
Beautiful. Your baby's got a
And it helps your
beautiful
pelvis
face.
open up. It helps with gravity, bring the baby down. It's kind of better than being on your back from what I've read. But what do I know?
Do a somersault. There we go.
They also don't know the gender.
Good job, Janelle.
Oh, good job.
Oh, is it here? That happened so fast.
It was like 3 minutes.
Holy cow.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. That was so fast. So what do you guys think it is? Big gender reveal.
Boy or girl?
Got this on video?
What time?
It's amazing.
Time.
Time
Yeah,
is
right there.
11:25.
Keep your baby right there.
What do you guys think?
Drew Hendricks sang boy, Carrie Peach sang girl, Bonnie Hilt sang girl,
Girl, do we know?
What do we got there?
Cindy sang girl.
It's a girl!
Very good guesses. We're all winners here though. Jessica Luddick sang girl.
So now they get to enjoy something called a groaning cake, which is what the mom was baking earlier, which is a really interesting and old tradition. But isn't this remarkable? An all-natural home birth. This is their 6th baby. Women, huh? Are just incredible. Pretty crazy
neat,
stuff
pretty
we
neat.
do.
Got Justin Coop saying maybe that's the secret to a quick delivery. Do it on all fours in the middle of the living room.
I've read that it has helped because it does bring the baby down because you're working against gravity when you're on your back pushing. I'm gonna be such a baby about this, guys. I just want everyone to know I'm not gonna handle childbirth very well. I might skip it altogether.
And Janelle gets to enjoy your groaning cake now.
I love that this is all happening right in your home too. What great memories. You brought a life into this world right there in your bedroom. Has anyone given home at birth?
No.
It kind of used to be the
Giving
norm.
birth at home.
What did I say?
Given home at birth.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't
I
make
like
any
it, though.
sense
I
at
like
all. Yeah, let us know, guys, if you've given birth in your own home. baby Grace May. Welcome to the world. All right, guys, video number 6 in our countdown. We have 2 kind strangers who decide to bless a hardworking waitress with a random act of kindness. Let's take a look.
Kelly, we're actually just going to have this to drink. Did you want to? Oh, you've got a water as well. Yeah, so we're not going to have anything to eat. But thank you. We're doing very. If I could just have the honey, please, Kelly. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate that. Great. Kelly, would you mind if I paid for this off the card? I'll give you a cash tip, if you don't mind.
I have no idea what's about to come.
Kelly, how much tip would you like?
$1 million.
How would 100 do?
No, that's just silly. 10%.
No? I'd like to give you $100.
Seriously? Thank you very much.
So, gives her 100.
Yeah, why? Are you doing that?
Pulls out another.
Thank you very much.
She's so sweet, so confused.
What are you doing now? Seriously?
You want it or not?
Where is Tammy? Did Tammy tell you about anything?
She's had nothing to do with this.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
It's amazing.
You can't work.
I just wanted to bless you. Pleasure.
Oh.
Where's Tammy? This is Tammy.
She thinks this
It's
is
got nothing to do
Tammy.
with Tammy.
It was not Tammy. Oh.
What did you do? What did I do? What are you doing?
Tammy knows nothing about it. She'll tell you.
What happened? What was recording it?
Oh.
Oh, come on, let's go to the bathroom. Okay.
We're doing a sermon series called Be Rich, encouraging everyone in our congregation to get out into the community and just bless people randomly for no sake. I didn't know you'd come to church yesterday. We came here and decided whoever waited on our table, we wanted to bless with a tip. And you were the one. We had 3, and you were the one that...
What an incredible video. We are going to move right along into video number 5, which is a pregnant chiropractor who has a brilliant trick for carrying car seats. Let's take a look. It's so interesting.
Hi, I've been wanting to do a video on how to carry a baby in a car seat, so we have our lovely volunteer here. I'm going to show you how to do that. This is a way that you can carry so that it's not going to hurt your shoulder, it's not going to hurt your hip, and you're also not going to have to use your knee to swing. Well, if any of you did that like I did with my 2. Someone taught me this before, and it's been the greatest thing that I've been shown. I'm going to turn this cute little guy around here. What you're going to do is you're going to loop this arm in that's closest to the car seat. You'll loop it in under here. Then what you'll do is you'll turn your hand and grab right here. Then whenever you go to stand up, then you can lift him.
Wow.
I will guarantee you that this is going to be easier for you to carry than it is like this. Because as soon as I do this, now I'm putting so much strain on my upper back, on my shoulder, and on my hip, that this, in the long run, say I'm going for a grocery trip or something, or God forbid I go to the zoo with this, it would be terrible to carry this thing around. But I will
Vicky
say that as soon as
says-
we switch to this, it's a completely different change in how I'm using my body to be able to use and distribute this weight from this carrier to be able to carry it around.
That's so cool. Who knew? What was Vicky saying?
Wait, she was saying she saw it the other day and it totally works. And we have Deborah Ferry saying I've always carried my kids like this, but
Really?
it works.
It seems so backwards to
It
me,
does,
but who
but it
knows? If the
seems like it
chiropractor
works.
says it, I guess it must be right. So thank you, Dr. Emily, for that. It's incredible. All right, guys, so before we continue with our countdown, me and Paul here, we're going to take a little break. Here, video number 4. So we have a 2-year-old and his faithful dog who prove you don't need an electronic device to have some fun. Let's take a look. It's so cute. It's so cute. So this little guy is 2 years old, and that little doggy is a Corgi Boston Terrier mix. And they're getting dirty. They're playing outside. No video games, no TV,
Fidget spinners.
no fidget spinners. Just outdoors, a baseball, and your dog. Right? That's the good old days. Look at this. Look how dirty he is. The parents aren't freaking out that he's dirty. You know, they're not washing his hands immediately. He's getting in the dirt, playing some baseball with his dog. Look at this sweet little dog. Oh, good game of fetch, too. That's a good strategy.
I didn't even think of that, yeah.
Little
Keep her out.
cuties. He gave himself out. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
That's good. Once again, guys, I want to announce that we're going to do the prayer jar tomorrow, and we figured out a way to do it every single day going forward. But I just got a comment from Melissa Hawkins saying, "Please pray for me. I am at the emergency room." So I just wanted everyone out there for this one, especially. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers,
please
definitely.
send the I'm sorry I'm interrupting. So put your prayer hands out there for Melissa. I hope everything's okay. Please keep us updated, and I would definitely pop your name in the jar. Goodness, you guys be safe. All right. Video number 3 in our countdown. We have a police officer who shares a sweet moment with a curious little bear. Let's take a look. All right, so this was filmed and posted by the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
Brave police officer.
Brave police officer. Watch this.
All right. I'm gonna get back in.
Find somewhere y'all can meet and finish that area off with it.
That was Deputy Remington. Very brave guy, but guys, be careful if you ever encounter a wild bear. You might want to get as close.
Don't feed them.
Don't feed them. Just keep your respect and maintain a good safe distance.
Keep your trash cans covered.
Yes,
you don't want to attract bears. They're very pretty and cute, but just be safe out there.
Be safe. All right, video number 2 in our countdown. We have the incredible moment that the world's only surviving triplet pandas are reunited with their mom. Let's take a look.
This is probably the cutest thing you'll see today. The world's only surviving panda triplets have been reunited with their mother for the first time since birth.
I want panda bears.
I want 3 panda bears.
The adorable moment was caught on camera at the China Chimelong Safari Park. The rare panda triplets were born in July, and so it's no surprise that Mum was happy to see them, scooping up 2 of the baby pandas while not waking the 3rd.
What a good mom.
Keepers at the park say the trio are in a good condition and strong enough now to meet their mother. They're also helping Mum feed the triplets and stay with her babies, helping them to learn survival skills. Triplet births within pandas are very rare, given their low reproductivity.
Wow.
These little fluff balls.
They're like little balls. Little bear balls.
Bear balls.
Oh my goodness. But the world's only surviving triplets. It's really incredible, and that's why it's so important to support zoos, because they're helping to preserve these species that otherwise wouldn't be surviving in the wild. So, all right guys, before we get to video number 1 and our very special sugar cube, we are going to take another quick break. All right guys, so here we are, video number 1. So to properly introduce our newest sugar cube, we have an incredible video that captures how he is helping those with chronic illness around the world. Let's take a look.
We need to make a real human connection. We need to make an emotional connection. We need to make people feel like there's more.
Who feels as though they're not working hard enough to be excellent? Literally shrink those thoughts, turn down the volume. You change your mindset through your body, you change your mind, then you change your behavior. And there's nothing that I can't manifest.
When I was first diagnosed with my chronic condition and people would say, "Jim, how you doing?" I'd say, "Good, how are you?" I'd even say, "You can't hurt Superman." What is the first thing you thought of when you got that MRI back and it showed tumors on my
Sick to my stomach.
You're sick.
Yeah.
Did you ever worry about that, thinking I would die?
Absolutely. That I would outlive you.
I felt like dying. Is that when we create these stories and we start to tell them in a meaningful way, it creates hope.
But when you work in health, it may not be sexy all the time. You may be talking about Crohn's disease or psoriasis. But you know these are the things that are most important to people when they have them.
All right, wake up.
I love the idea of discovery.
You can decide to participate and be more successful in the next 7 minutes. God said to me when we were walking in, "I like your walk, I like your walk, I like your walk, I like your walk." I felt good when you were saying that, and that smile on his face that was real and authentic. Now that's magic.
Whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. Today is my chance to live bold. Because every day you have a chance to live bold, and you just have to make the decision to do so.
Guys, please help me in welcoming to Refresh Jim Curtis, speaker, author, and president of Remedy Health Media. Jim, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Of course, yeah, it's so exciting. So before I get into the amazing work that you're doing, I just want to ask our audience, if any of you are suffering from any chronic illness or pain or health problems, I want you to let us know in the comments and write up any questions that you have for Jim, and we'll answer them as we go. So for 20 years, you suffered from a mysterious chronic illness, is that right? And doctors, traditional medicine, painkillers, therapy, none of it worked.
None of it really worked, no.
And so you've said that you've lived in denial and despair for years during that time until you found the Stimulati. So can you explain to us who and what the Stimulati are?
Sure. So I always say that I was in survival mode, meaning just dealing with what was happening today and not trying to thrive at all, just surviving with what was happening today. And I started to say yes. And what I mean by that is everybody in New York City and where I was living, when they knew I was sick or I was walking with a little bit of a limp or I looked really bad, they say, I got a guy you should see. I got a guy. I got a guy for you. Yeah, always a recommendation. So I just decided to say yes. I'll see your guy. So I saw over 200 people. I said yes to everybody who had a guy.
Oh my gosh.
And so those guys ended up being Reiki specialists, grandmasters of Kung Fu, Ecuadorian shaman, all the way to the head of neurology at Johns Hopkins. So through those people who I call the Stimulati, because that word is Latin for to stimulate, I found a few key principles that if you integrate them into your life, you can start to feel better.
That's amazing. So 200 people, that is incredible. And so from that experience, you've written a book called The Stimulati Experience, 9 Skills for Getting Past Pain, Setbacks, and Trauma to Ignite Health and Happiness.
That's right.
It's quite an amazing title. So with it, you hope to help people overcome stress and depression and personal setbacks. How does your book help people to do that?
First off, it takes a look at what's actually happening, right? The story that you're actually telling. So we're all telling stories. It's called perception of ourselves and perception of the world. So it takes a look, it says, what are you perceiving and why? What happened before? And now let's reframe that to what you can perceive. Because if everything is based on perception, then as long as you can change your perception, you can change your reality.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you go through the 9 lessons of the Stimulati experience, is that right? That's part of it?
So what I found from all of these people that I saw, whether it was traditional medicine at Johns Hopkins or the Cleveland Clinic to a grandmaster of Kung Fu, that there were certain similarities that you could curate. And I kind of curated them into 9 lessons that have been really beneficial for me to become healthy.
So what did you learn from a Kung Fu master? How did that help you on your journey?
Well, he was an energy healer as well.
Okay.
And what I learned from him is presence and mindfulness.
Oh, interesting. So is that kind of like living in the moment and being
living
where you are?
in the moment and defining what's happening by this moment, not too much worry for the future and letting go of the past.
Right. Interesting. That's amazing. And the reviews for your book are absolutely incredible, and one that I picked that really resonated for me. So, The Power of a Stimulati, the transformative people, places, experience, and research that can ignite hope and change cannot be underestimated in terms of achieving real healing. This inspiring book can help anyone, this is the part I liked, can help anyone shift from pain to positivity when facing great challenges. Now, I know, right? It's incredible.
There you go. Change your life.
That is a tall order. I think anyone who's lived life knows that life is really tough sometimes.
Right.
And so switching that perception from pain to positivity, is that an ongoing effort? How can we do that?
That's an ongoing effort. I mean, you don't have to be chronically ill to be in pain, right? This is not, I know what chronic pain is and I know what emotional suffering is.
Right.
And the majority of us, all of us, unless you're a bodhisattva, you have become the enlightened one. I'm betting you're in pain at some point.
Oh yeah,
right? And there is an opportunity to say this: do I want to stay in pain in this moment, or do I want to decide and choose to be something else?
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
And yes, it's an ongoing choice. Secondly, for those who have chronic pain, right, that's often caused and flared by inflammation in the body.
Yes.
So, in the book, we talk about Dr. Adam Kaplan, who studies this, and others who studies this, and shows that if you can lower your stress and anxiety and just emotional pain, you'll lower the inflammation in your body and lower your chronic pain.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, we were kind of talking about this before we got on Refresh, is that everyone suffers from stress. It is a chronic illness, and we were joking about how basically unless you're a dog, you don't, you experience these things, because dogs have it pretty good.
Yeah, dogs have it pretty good. My dog does anyway. Already has it really good. But we were talking about this, and it's like, so your question was, what if a reader is not chronically ill?
Right.
And I said, who isn't?
Right, and that kind of threw me for a second, because I've always kind of pictured the word chronic with pain or a physical condition of some sort, but it's really interesting that you bring up stress and anxiety and just regular life things as being these chronic ailments.
How much are you worrying? And,
right.
How often are you in a place of just empty, meaning in a good way, not I'm feeling so empty, just my brain is empty and I can operate without anxiety and worry.
Right, which is very rare.
If you can, very rare. Maybe we get seconds or minutes, but how do you make that second into an hour,
yes,
etc.?
How do you stretch it? It's kind of like this dough. How do you make it bigger and more?
It's a practice for sure.
Yeah, and I realize in reading these lessons of the Stimulati experience, they really align with what we talk about on Refresh and here at Little Things at Large accidentally. So we talk about forgiving yourself and others, knowing that you're more than your struggle, realizing your worth and your significance, embracing hope. And you've said that these are things you have to really practice at. It doesn't always come naturally with life, right?
Yeah, I mean, I started with, all right, I forgive myself, and for some reason that didn't work.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
And things like that, like, all right, I don't have shame anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't ill for a reason. You can tell yourself that 100 times, it's not going to stick.
Right.
You really have to make a shift in your mindset, and then in your behavior. So this is followed out through your behavior, the things that you have to do to live with integrity, to make yourself feel worthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We always tell ourselves, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we really have to say, okay, let's quiet it down for a second. Who's that negative voice in my head? It's not my mother or my best friend.
Right.
It's me.
Coming from? Yeah, it is.
It's me.
It's very self-inflicted.
So if I can tell myself enough, maybe I can start to change that voice. But now I have to act that way.
Yeah.
I have to start to contribute. I have to start to build up my sense of significance and purpose, so that I start to believe myself when I say, "You're good."
Yeah. It is so interesting how often we have these kind of go-to phrases in our head that kind of put it, but it is you have to actually put it into life and put it into action to make it start. It's incredible. So, guys, we'd mentioned that if you have any chronic illnesses, to let us know, and you'd mentioned that you don't really have to have chronic health problems to benefit from the Stimulati experience. So how can people without a chronic illness, even though we all have it because it's stress, what else can we get from the book about just everyday life?
The book will allow you to make a plan, your goal plan for what you want to achieve, and we actually map that out in a map on how you can synthesize your goals and then start to achieve them. Yeah. Because there's a formula for health and happiness, which we won't go through completely now, but it starts with finding your purpose, right?
Yes.
So people have been asking forever, what's my purpose?
Yes.
And it's really hard to find. I mean, no one has ever, how do you find your purpose? But it starts with contribution. Are you contributing what you're good at in some way? Because if you're not giving what you're good at, then you'll never find what you're truly meant to do, what your purpose is. And if you don't think that you have anything to give, then you start with worthiness.
Yes.
Because you do.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone
and you have
does.
to. Sometimes you just have to start. If you don't believe it, like, I can't do this because it's really not good enough. No one wants that.
Yeah.
Or someone does it better.
Yes.
And then you don't. And then you don't do something.
Yeah.
Then you got to lie to yourself until that becomes true, because it really is.
Yeah, and it's kind of a wasted gift. I mean, we talk about it here a lot. Everyone has something to give, even like you mentioned, even if you don't think that you do.
Totally.
It's just about finding it. You got to put it out there in the world.
Start putting it out there.
Yeah, you got to start today. So yeah, we talked about purpose and why it's actually said that having purpose in life is thought to actually help cure illnesses. How is purpose tied to our physical health?
So Dr. Adam Kaplan, again, at Johns Hopkins, did a purpose in life study. And what he studied specifically was the effects of people who have a purposeful, meaningful, happy life on the instance of Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, diabetes. And he took this purpose in life study from Viktor Frankl, who was a concentration camp, the psychologist who was in the concentration camp survivor, and wrote A Man's Search for Meaning.
Wow.
And what it showed was if someone could find meaning in their life and something to anchor them and look forward to in a direction, it lowered that stress reflex, it lowered that inflammation.
Interesting.
And it allowed it allowed them to live more fulfilled lives, which kept them healthier.
That is absolutely fascinating. So for those who are, I have it here, so for those who are interested in trying out the Stimulati experience, which I love the cover, by the way, I love the fire. Why the fire?
Because the Stimulati is the spark they were always the spark for me that allowed me to see what the next step was.
Yeah.
And hopefully this sparks a bunch of people that they can start to go on their next steps.
I hope so. And you talked about igniting hope, and I really,
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Thanks for bringing that up. That's a good one.
Of course, yeah. So for those who want to buy the book, where can they buy it?
They can buy it on Amazon.com now.
Okay.
And the actual physical book will be in bookstores August 8th.
Oh, awesome. Okay, but is it also available as an ebook too?
It's available on Kindle. You
Great.
can
A good feature,
I like the Kindle.
All right,
I like the
Paul likes
Kindle.
Kindles.
Paul likes the Kindle.
Cool, it's the future.
You can buy it not only on Amazon, it's available everywhere online. So, and then it'll be in your
Great.
bookstores soon.
Awesome, yeah. And so for those who do read it, how quickly can people start living differently after they read your book?
In chapter 1, there's a number of assessments.
Yeah.
There's the ACE test, there's the purpose in life test, there is a personality test.
Ooh.
And once you get to understand where you're coming from, don't dwell on the past, but
Right.
get an understanding.
Right.
You can immediately start to say, okay, this is what my story is.
Yeah.
And then start to define a new story. So after chapter 1,
Yeah. Oh, amazing! After chapter 1, I'm gonna have to do this. I feel like I need.
Do it.
I need some direction.
Do it.
I need
Do it.
some help.
I have some great user comments. We got Vicky Bullock saying, does your book get into meditation to overcome stress and mental anxiety to help cope with physical pain?
Vicky, yes. Yes, we start with the Metta which is a meditation on love.
Oh.
And it's amazing. It's in the book, and it is a little bit of my take on the Metta, the love meditation, and it is really beautiful. It's an aha moment that I had doing this meditation that allowed me to move forward. And pain here, and here
Yeah.
went away significantly.
Really? Yeah. I was going to ask, how has it helped you in your journey? I mean, has it really transformed? I imagine so. You're here talking to us. But
Meditation has been a real pivotal turning point and tool that I've used throughout my living with a chronic condition and just living with life.
Yes, yeah.
It's so benefit, and you'll see that online and in books, and there's a lot of talk about meditation today. Everybody seems to be talking about meditation, and that's because it works.
Yeah, I've tried so hard. I can't make my brain be quiet. I really can't. You're talking about mindfulness and living in the present. I really think I need to read this book because I can't turn it off. It's constantly
It's like, don't
going.
think of the pink elephant.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always
Pink elephant, pink elephant, pink elephant, pink
I have to
elephant.
relax. I have to
But
relax.
sometimes meditation starts with a minute, and it's like, okay, I got through a minute.
Yeah.
Good,
Oh,
good
wow.
for me.
Yeah.
And the story that you told is that I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Now consider this.
Uh-huh.
You can.
I can? How? Help me.
Meditate.
Okay, all right.
We have and Cheryl Owen saying, that's my problem. No purpose, no meaning, not worthy. I just wanted to say that out because everyone... Cheryl Owen, yeah.
Cheryl, I hope you repeat that, but in the opposite.
Yeah,
You are worthy, you have purpose,
yeah,
and meaning will come.
yeah.
Because you're telling yourself the wrong story. There are people who love you that would say totally different.
Absolutely. Right here on the front.
Right here.
Tons of people who love you right here.
And we call them sugar cubes.
That's right. And
So
now
you're,
Sugar cubes.
You are
you're
an
now a
official
sugar cube. We're getting a good sugar cube collection.
Yes.
Great. Sugar cubes. I hope to see them all on Facebook.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
so many interesting stories.
I think
Everyone
another
is-
thing, a lot of people that are our fans suffer from migraines, myself included, that just come out of nowhere and then disappear into the night. And we have Helga saying, I have headaches very often with due to a thyroid condition. It seems a complicated situation, but it leads to headaches.
Is there anything that you could, will we find out in the book ways to deal with kind of like everyday
In the
aches and
moment pains,
in the
I
moment?
guess?
Yeah, kind of how to dispel.
Yeah, there's moment by moment, and then there's long term.
Big
But
picture, yeah.
there is, I want to say one thing, that chronic migraine is a terrible, difficult thing to deal with.
Yes, yeah.
And Terry Roberts, who is one of my Stimulati, and she's also a writer on healthcentral.com. She has a blog, and what she deals with is chronic migraine, and she really knows how serious and debilitating it can be.
Right.
And she's also someone who had chronic migraine that was able to overcome it.
Oh, amazing.
So for more information on that, it's in the book, but also read Terry Roberts' blog.
That's amazing. Yeah, this book seems like it's
Yeah,
kind of a
I'm
cure-all.
gonna have to-
I don't know.
There's
You might
a lot
have
of
to keep
things-
your copy.
You can 100% keep that
Thank
copy.
you.
I think something that kind of hits me a lot is that when I'm in my good days without a migraine, I fear a migraine coming out of nowhere.
Okay.
So
Right.
I fear the pain that's not there, but
Right.
the possibility of
The possibility
future
of it. So
pain, which
now
then
you're
causes me to
anxiety.
be
And then
anxious. Yeah, so
now you're
then
anxious, causing yourself another
self-fulfilling
migraine.
prophecy.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have an incredible message from
Oh, yeah.
Lindsay
Lindsay.
Mitchlick saying, I've lived with chronic pain for 6+ years now. I'm currently going through a huge life transition, probably spurred on by my condition. I don't even know how I ended up on this feed. Complete accident. I feel like you're speaking to me. I don't typically buy self-help books. Oh, it went away. Self-help books, but I've never felt like something was more written for me. Thank you. I feel optimistic.
that's
Lindsay, I am
amazing.
speaking to you.
Absolutely.
I really am.
Yeah.
If Lindsay has got, like, girl, I know chronic pain.
And it's incredible that you just happened across. I mean, I don't believe in accidents. I really don't. I think that everyone watching right now is here for a reason. I think that there is something for everyone in your book. It sounds incredible. And Lindsay, and to all of those who are suffering with anything that you're going through in life, I hope that this helps. I hope you get the book.
Me too.
I hope it really changes lives, and the work you're doing is really incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for helping people. It's really tremendous.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Of
Thank
course.
you very much.
And thank you guys so much. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. We will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. with the prayer jar. We're also doing Trash to Treasure, so tune in for that. But remember that life is about the little things. Mwah!